Hi, I'm Chas, and you're watching Chas's Crazy Creations. To start this project, you're going to need anything that's a kitchen item, and these happen to be ones that are old, and I'm going to be turning them into something new. I'll be using Rust-Oleum paint in the color orange. Now I'm going to let these both dry completely before I move on to the next step. Okay, these are nice and dry. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my glue gun, and I'm going to use some glitter gold glue sticks. And sometimes this can be a little tricky, but we're going to start at the top, and then we're just going to go nice and slow. So the first thing I want to do is just draw a line down the front of my pumpkin. And it's okay if it's not straight, because what pumpkin is straight? So I'm just going to keep going down until I get all the way down to the bottom. And then what I'm going to do next is just create some more lines with this glue gun. So I'll go ahead and do that, and then we'll be back with what's next. So I continued making lines with the hot glue and went all the way around the outside edge of the pizza pan as well. And then I let that all cool completely before moving on. I cut some sticky back felt to be a stem, and I used some twine to be some leftover vine. Next, I hot glued on some leaves and waited till that cooled. Then I add a galvanized word, thankful, to my pan. Now this one's pretty much done, so we're going to go ahead and move on to the other tray. One thing I love about these trays is you could use them vertically or horizontally for this project. You could have it be more of a pumpkin that's short and squatty or tall. I'm going to be going with the tall version for this one. Now, before we get started, I want to talk about some options that you can use. So if you like dimension on your pumpkin, you could easily use some twine or yarn or something like that and glue it onto the tray. You could also use a Sharpie. You get more control, and you can draw your lines on that way. But instead of a Sharpie, you can also use paint. Sometimes when we do a project, it just doesn't turn out like we like. And for me, this just isn't turning out like I wanted. So I'm going to change it up. And I could start all the way over and paint it, but what instead I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Xyron glue gun, and I will drop a link for that because this one's pretty sweet. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start with the glue and run it along these lines. Now, glue sometimes dries fast. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and get this, little sections at a time, but I'm basically going to hot glue in little chunks and continue along all these gold lines that I had created. Now that I've got the stripes done, I'm going to go all the way around the inside of this one. Now, just like before, I've got adhesive backed stem adhesive back felt that I cut and I'm making into a stem. So I'm going to go ahead and place the felt on like so. Actually, I didn't get that very centered, so I'm going to try to center that up again. Of course, not all stems are the same. And again, I want to create, some leftover stem. So I'm going to go ahead and cut some more twine, and I'd rather go long than short. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put it over here like so. And then I'm going to finish pressing my felt down onto the pan. And now I've got that, and I need to go ahead and add my leaves. So I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm gonna go with these. So I'm gonna actually glue these together this time by putting a little glue right there. And then kind of placing these together like so. And then I'm gonna go ahead and glue that right there. So I'm gonna add hot glue here. And then put these on there. Oops. This project today has to be the one that's given me probably the most grief. So there we go. Now I wait for that to cool like that. But I do like the way this one's looking much better now. Okay, this time I have the word harvest, and I'm gonna be gluing that onto my pumpkin. So it looks like my S hits right about here. So I'm gonna put some hot glue on that twine right there and get my S on, and it looks like my H hits right about here. So I'm gonna go ahead and glue that. If I need more glue than that, I will go ahead and do that, but for now, that looks pretty good. And I'm gonna go ahead and let that dry. Here they are, all finished, and I'm ready to put them in my pumpkin patch. Here they are by our fireplace, all ready for fall. I hope this inspires you to make some pumpkins of your own. I'd love it if you'd subscribe to my YouTube channel and my blog at chascrazycreations.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.